Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video, I'm going to answer the question, will a lawyer really get me more money? How much more money can a lawyer get me in my injury case? So, that is a question that's like an implied question. I think a lot of people understand that you don't pay a lawyer out of your pocket, that the lawyer gets a percentage of what they win for you. Now, that's true in workers' comp as well as in car crash and third party cases. The fee is set by the state of Illinois at 20% for workers' comp cases, and then the usual and customary fee in other kinds of injury cases is a third if we're able to settle your case pre-suit, and 40% if we have to file a lawsuit. That's pretty standard. Some firms, charge different amounts. They have complicated fee structures, but I would say about, at least 75% of firms that I know of do the 1/3 or 40%, and that's what I do, even though I'm pretty flexible on fees at the end of the case if it's a tough one. Although my fellow lawyers yell at me for being reasonable about fees. But anyway, so will a lawyer get you more money? So Allstate Insurance did a study a number of years ago, and what they discovered is that an attorney will put 1/3, on average, 1/3 more money in the client's case, averaged out amongst all cases. So even though the attorney is taking a third or 40% or whatever, the amount that the injured person gets in their pocket at the end of the case is a third more, right? So let's do some math on it so you can understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying, let's say there's a $10,000 case. If there's a $10,000 case, small case settles for $10,000. The attorney's fee would normally be $3,333, leaving $6,666 left over after the attorney's fee, right? I'm not saying that, like, the attorney gets you a third more and takes the third. What I'm saying is the case is going to settle for an amount higher. It's going to settle for $15,000 or $20,000, and then the amount you put in your pocket is going to be a third higher. So in the $10,000 example, you're going to be putting almost $10,000 in your pocket instead of, whatever smaller amount that they were going to offer you, right? So we're talking about the net number, the number that you actually put in your pocket. The other thing is that's averaged out amongst all cases. And I will tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. It is always a good idea to talk to a lawyer after an injury case. Now, there are better lawyers and there are worse lawyers. And these statistics don't account for attorneys who really know their craft, right? And who really know how to work up the cases. I will tell you, I am constantly improving the way I do things, and I am constantly attending seminars and going places. I mean, I went to Jerry Spence's ranch and lived on his ranch for a month where we did nothing but work on trial skills for a month. I think we had like 3 days off in a month. It was very intense, very difficult, but it was an amazing experience. I also attend a ton of continuing legal education that isn't even required. And that's because I want my results for my clients to be fantastic, not just average. And what does that mean? I will tell you, a lot of people hire me. They call me up and say, I was going to handle the case myself and I couldn't get an offer on it, and they told me to go jump in the lake, and a year later I got them money. Okay? Tons of people call me and say the insurance company's offering me $2,000. A year later, a year and a half later, I got them to pay the policy. In fact, I just represented a young man who was in a motor vehicle accident, not the biggest accident ever, but he had injuries, and they were sort of like invisible injuries, right? It was like neck and brain injury, but he didn't do a great job of following up with the doctor. So we didn't have a ton of medical ammunition to show to the insurance company. So the insurance company had a $100,000 insurance policy, and that was all we were going to be able to get, because my client had lower insurance limits, and insurance limits in Illinois don't stack. So the money we got from the defense, the defense insurance company was all the money we were going to be able to get him. And so, I met with him and his sister, and we sat down and we talked about it, and they're like, yes, these injuries are real. Yes, they're terrible. And I said, well, the reason I had you come in today is because I know that you hired me after trying to be reasonable with the insurance company, and they didn't offer you anything. They didn't want to pay you anything. Well, now they're offering $12,000. And I don't know why it's $12,000. They started at $6,000. Now they're at $12,000 and some change, and they're basically telling me to jump in the lake. Okay? Why? I don't know. You seem like perfectly nice people. I don't know why they're taking this position. But I wanted to meet with you guys face to face and tell you, ask you what you think, and make sure that you're ready if I file a lawsuit. You're ready to come to court and cooperate, and prepare appropriately so that we can really do a good job on your case. And they said, of course, we would accept, for personal reasons, we would really like to settle the case if it's possible. If there's any way for us to settle the case without going to court, without it taking 2 years, we would really prefer that because of our personal situations, which we won't discuss. Well, they discussed them with me, but I'm not going to tell you because that wouldn't be very nice. So after our meeting, they called me back and said, we thought about it. Please, is there any way that you can get them up from the $12,000? Even if they're willing to pay like $30,000, we'll accept it, right? Just because we're in a bad situation and we really, really need the money. I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do. Reader's Digest is, I pulled out all the stops. I contacted one of the doctors, got a report from the doctor, forced the insurance company to have another adjuster look at it, talked to the supervisor, told the supervisor that I thought it was a substantial case, and arguably it could have been. Like, I don't lie to anybody, but I think the idea that they were offering $12,000 was ridiculous. Listen, within 60 days, I got them to pay the full $100,000. And when I tell you, before I pulled out all the stops, they were dug in at $12,000. Like, the adjuster basically told me, well, I guess you're going to have to go file suit. I'm like, it's a big mistake. You better talk to your boss about that. Anyway, my point is $100,000 a lot of money? Yes, it is a lot of money. And I put a big percentage of that money into my client's pocket. Okay? But my point is, this is what I do for people. There's a lot of lawyers out there, you call them, if it's a slow pitch, easy, clean case, they'll take it, they'll throw it in their file cabinet, they'll wait until somebody calls them with an offer, then they shove the offer down the client's throat and scare them. Oh, we're going to lose the case if you don't take the money. This kind of crap. But there are really good lawyers out there, and I'm one of them. And it's not just me. I know at least a dozen attorneys in Chicago who have the same sort of attitude as I do. And I also know attorneys all over the country who I've met in these advanced training courses, who I know have that sort of dedication and commitment to getting top dollar and treating their clients with dignity and respect. So my point is, even the study that doesn't take into account the quality of the lawyer, the study done by an insurance company shows you put a third more money in your pocket with a lawyer. But I will tell you, I haven't done a study, and there's really no way for me to do a study because I don't have the data. But I guarantee I put a hell of a lot more money in my client's pocket than a third. I typically turn cases that are zeros with no offers into substantial settlements, and it's because I know what I'm doing and I know how to do it, and I have a nice relationship with my clients, which is very important. So the answer is yes. If you have a lawyer will definitely get you way more money And you'll also not drive yourself crazy, wondering if you left money on the table, wondering, you know, is my case really bad like they're telling me it is? No, you know? If you have a lawyer who you like and trust, and that's the key, you got to get a lawyer who knows what he or she is doing, and you got to like and trust them, and you have to have good communication. So that's just like the way it is. It's the way it's got to be. And, you know, what else can I tell you, folks? Like, I know it's self-serving. You know, oh, hey, it's such a surprise. The lawyer's advice is that you need to hire a lawyer. I know, I get it. But I'm telling you the truth. I do not lie to anybody, and I'm not lying to you. At a minimum, getting a free consultation is a really good idea. So if you or a loved one has a question, needs advice, or is looking for an attorney, please feel free to give me a call at 312-500-4500. If you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you're notified when I release a new video. I always appreciate likes and comments on the video. And at the end of the day, if you enjoy my content, or you've gotten like a phone call or an answer from me, and you wouldn't mind if you would go to Google and leave me a 5-star review, that would really help me out. You can do that. I'll leave a link in the description. You just cut and paste the URL or the web address into a browser and just click 5 stars and say a couple of kind words, whatever you think is true. Don't give me a review if you don't like me or you don't like my videos. Do not give me a review if you haven't watched any of my videos. Only give me a review and say a kind word if it's really true, because that's what matters to me. So anyway, guys, I think I've gone on and on and on. I think I've gone on long enough on this topic. It's just a topic that matters to me. The quality of the lawyer you get makes a huge difference. Their commitment, their approach to the clients makes a huge difference. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you and your family are well. If there's anything I can do for you, please feel free to reach out. And other than that, thanks for watching, and God bless you.